Hi, and welcome to Coach's Corner. I'm your host, DJ Yoakley. Due to some technical difficulties, we do not have the first half highlights for you, so we'll go straight to the questions. Coach, last week, you said it was going to be a good game. That was your final thoughts for the Teal game. You didn't lie. Perfect. It went down to the wire. What were your thoughts going off the field?
Well, we made the plays when we had to. It was a great game. I couldn't imagine being in the stands and watching that, and we kept the crowd there, that's for sure.
Absolutely did. Now let's go back to the first part of the game. What were your first impressions of the first half going into the locker room, I guess?
Well, the first half was kind of one of those halves where I think the score didn't indicate how the half was played. I thought offensively we did a great job of moving the ball. Defensively, we did a great job of limiting what they could do, and it was the score just didn't show it.
Now we saw 2 trips to the red zone on Saturday, resulting in 0 points. What do you think, from a coach's standpoint, when something like that happens? Well,
I mean, it's disheartening because we know that we were capable of moving the ball. And then when a team shuts us out of getting any points, it's definitely disheartening. But the fact of the matter, the positive side of it is we were able to move the ball consistently majority of the day.
Absolutely were. And talk about the defense. They looked a little shaky early against the running back of Dan Hess, but then later they really put the clamps down on him. Talk about that adjustment that your defense made.
Well, they just decided that that this team wasn't going to rush the ball on us and on a consistent basis, and we just started playing great defense. I mean, there wasn't any major adjustments.
Offensively, Nick McCloskey, he seems to get better week in and week out. He's rushing the ball with power, as we referred to last week. Do you think it's the experience that's helping him out, or do you think it's just a groove he's in that now he knows how to run with power?
Well, I think it's his experience is definitely helping Nick, and he is getting more explosive, as you said, and keeping those legs moving. I mean, he came up with some big runs for us.
And another person in that backfield that's been just amazing, Kevin Franz, turned his season around. Another outstanding game against Teal. Put every pass, it seemed like, on the money where it needed to be. Where do you think he turned his season around?
Well, I think that he has a good group of receivers around him. He's getting the time that he needs. He's stepping up when he needs to step up. He's a great manager of a game, and it's one of those things where he just has been consistent. Now he's just stepping it up a little bit more.
From a coach's standpoint, is it nice to see sophomores and juniors stepping it up?
Oh, sure. I mean, that definitely it serves well for the future of Titan football, and it serves well for those young men. But most importantly, we're concerned with each game as we go.
Now, it seemed as if Teal did their homework this past week. They tried to use our weaknesses against us. They used Lascola as a dual threat, and of course they used they usually run the ball a little more, but they aired it out a little more on Saturday. Where did we make adjustments in the 2 weeks that really made our game come to life?
Well, I mean, I think that overall defensively, the field position was a huge factor. If you look at it, and especially in the first half, when we fumbled the ball on the 1 yard line, they got the ball on the 1, and then we downed 2 punts inside the 5 yard line. That had a little bit to do with what Teal could do, and kind of got them a little bit tight and a little bit off kilter. And then defensively, our defensive line has played a consistently good quality of game for us, and in the defensive backfield, they've stepped it up a little bit these last couple of weeks.
Is there anything else you could expect out of your defensive line that you haven't seen yet?
Well, I just think that we have to put it all together. It seems like when we know a team is going to run the ball on us, they're going to have the tenacity to be able to shut them down. And then when we know a team's going to pass the ball on us, being able to get a good pass rush. But now it's just getting the mix of both and having a mentality of being the overall, the all-around defensive line.
What's it going to take to get that all-togetherness at Waynesburg this week?
Well, I think that we have to go into the game knowing that we have to shut the run down, but we also have to keep the quarterback in the pocket, and we don't know which quarterback they're gonna play again, just like last week. It could be one that likes to run the ball a little bit more.
That last drive for Teal in the first half resulted in 3 points. Now, my broadcast partner, Scooter Reniger, expected them to come out and kneel on the football or run out their clock. Did you expect that, or do you expect them to come out or end up fighting in the locker room?
Well, I think in those situations, it always depends on field position. Where they start with the ball at the end of a half or an end of a game, and I knew that in those types of situations they had okay field position. They're going to try to run one play, see what happens, and then go from there. That's what most offenses do.
From a first half perspective, what was the difference between the beginning of the first half and that last play that they really moved the ball effectively on us?
Well, I think that in those types of situations they have to gain a good amount of yardage in a short period of time. So defensively, we're playing a little bit looser, and those types of situations do allow for a little bit more underneath routes to be completed.
What halftime adjustments did we make to come out with a victory on Saturday?
What I think at halftime we just realized, offensively, we talked about just making sure that we're going to finish those drives. We left some things out on the field. We have to make sure that we're going to put the ball in the end zone. Defensively, we had to finish them off.
All right. We talked a lot about the first half. Let's see what you guys did in the second. Let's take a look. Titans come out of the locker room, 7-3 your score. John Gubish on the kick return. He's one of the better ones in all of the President's Athletic Conference, and here's why. Looking for running room, tries to make some himself, breaks into Teal territory where the Titans will take possession. Kevin Franz fires downfield. That's Brett Ziegler, the #1 reception artist on the Titans squad. Franz will go in the end zone from 1 yard out. Touchdown Titans. They go up 14-3. Here come the Tomcats. Down pass to Mark Ross. He gets a 19-yard gain for Teal. More to Lascola. He tries to make something happen. Gets sacked by Scotty Brucker and Jordan Blinn. Lascola trying again. He's going to take off this time. Lascola 18 yards down to the 34-yard line where he will do it again. Mark Lascola 17 yards this time into the end zone. Dances in, and Teal is only down 14-10. Here's Teal trying to get another possession going, and this is going to be a fumble coughed up. Jake Martinez caused it. Adam Folkowski on the recovery. Titans trying to get things going once again. Naked boot out to the right. Franz looking. He's going to race down inside the 10-yard line where the Titans will try to make something happen. Can he set it up? Hand off to Nick? No, he doesn't. Right side. Fires. Jason DeCello touchdown. Titans lead 20-10 over the Tomcats. Extra point. No good. That's why the Titans lead still 20-10. Teal trying to get something going in the late stages of this one. It's going to be down all the way. Look at Teal trying to make a comeback here. Crosses into Westminster territory. Down the left sideline. The only man to beat is Wilczynski. Wilczynski makes a touchdown saving play. More Lascola. One of the last possession of Teal for the game. He go for a touchdown right here. This is going to make it 20-16. The extra point is no good, and Teal down to its last possession. Lascola out of the shotgun, looking, firing, finds his man. You know what it is? That's the hook and ladder play. We've seen it work so many times. The Titans ready for it. Lateral here, lateral there. Andrew Robinson makes a humongous hit, and the Titans hold on to win this one. 20-16, your final score. Teal loses to Westminster. And Coach, we'll talk about that hit in just a minute, but your special teams, they really lived up to their name on Saturday, did everything they needed to do, especially, namely, lockdown punter Dusty Rhodes. What's it like to have a punter like him on your squad?
Well, he's a great quality punter. He's not perfect, and on Saturday he definitely wasn't perfect, but he understands the game. He's been around. He's a senior. He does a great job and is a very, very valued member of our team.
What about the special teams squad as a whole? How do you rate their performance on Saturday?
Well, I mean, I rate the special teams performance just like I rate the offense and the defense on Saturday. I mean, weren't perfect. We didn't finish drives offensively. Defensively, we gave up 2 quarterback draws that we should not have, and then special teams wise, I mean, we had a great day at times, and we had some mistakes there as well.
Now, we know everybody saw the fans at home didn't see the first half catches or incomplete passes by Ziegler and Gubish. Can you talk a little bit about the rulings on those plays? You were down on the field. You understood what was going on.
Well, I mean, I don't know how much there is to explain, but they called them incomplete passes. The first one, from what I understand, they said that he wasn't in bounds, or he was juggling when he did get his foot in bounds. And then the second one, it was just he didn't see it. He didn't see that John had his hand underneath it.
Did you feel that at any point in the game that those calls would come back to hurt you guys?
Well, I mean, there's always that potential. I mean, you don't. I don't like to think that, but we definitely there is that possibility at times.
Was there any one thing that really kind of crept up on you about Teal that you guys weren't expecting?
Well, I thought that they played a great game. I mean, it was a hard-fought game, and obviously it came down to the last seconds, and they're a good quality team. And I thought overall, they did what we expected, and we knew they were a good club.
How important was it for everybody on the Titan squad to come out with a victory? It's the last game for the seniors, last home game for the whole team, and of course a packed rivalry. So how important was it to finish this game, especially going into a Waynesboro team?
Well, I think, most importantly, you said it's for our seniors. I mean, it was on a senior day what a gorgeous day to have a senior day on. And, we have a great group of seniors that have great memories now, a picture of the scoreboard on there to be able to have for the rest of their life, the last game they played on our field, and potentially the last game that anyone plays on natural surface in Bury Stadium.
Absolutely. And down the stretch, things did get a little dicey for the Titans. We saw Dusty couldn't get a punt off. It gave Teal great field position, but ultimately Titans came to play. What did you tell the defense before they went on that field that last drive?
Well, I honestly, the defense was on the field before you could say anything, and they're ready to step up and lead when called upon. And I heard one of the defensive guys say, "Hey, men, they have a short porch. We got to stop them."
All right, thanks, Coach. We'll be back with you just a little bit. We're going to take a break, go to the Pack Report right after this.
What would it mean to you to have the most updated hair wardrobe using Paul Mitchell? Needing a change or just want to update your style? Then call the Right Place Hair Salon. Their staff has the newest techniques and color formulas for the latest hair collections. The Right Place is a Paul Mitchell focus salon that not only creates new hair and confidence for you, but also offers tanning and waxing services. So if you want it done right, call the Right Place Salon, 724-946-9299, or check us out on the web at therightplacesalon.com.
I'm starving. I love being hungry because when the mom in my family's on the go all day and comes home to our hungry family, I know she's going to serve up Augustine's Italian frozen pizza. The smell of roasted garlic, fresh mozzarella, and zesty marinara lingers throughout the house as if we lived in our own Italian village. And the best part is Augustine's frozen pizza is made right here in Newcastle and can be found in our local grocery store. 6 varieties of Augustine's ready-to-bake pizzas. Love being hungry. Love Augustine's frozen pizzas.
Welcome back to Coach's Corner, everyone. I'm Therese Marslek with your Week 9 edition of the Pack Report. Let's start out by seeing where everyone stands going into the final week of Pack play. W&J has a perfect 5-0 score. Waynesburg trails with a 4-0 mark. Grove City is even with 3-3. Bethany and Westminster College are both at 2-3. Thomas More is 2-4, and Teal is at the bottom with 1-5. Pack provisional member Geneva would be 6-1, and St. Vincent would be 0-7. Let's dive deeper into the game, starting out with the Grove City versus St. Vincent. The Bearcats were unable to pick up a win this week. St. Vincent struggled all day on offense, gaining just 127 yards of total offense and only 10 first downs. Freshman Logan Small led the Bearcats in offense with 52 yards on 15 carries. Defensively, Jared Eisman made 10.5 tackles, while Brian Smith made 8 stops, including a quarterback sack and a forced fumble. For Grove City, the Wolverines ran 90 offensive plays for 603 yards. Brian Mercer ran for a career-high 179 yards and 3 touchdowns. Andrew DiDonato became Grove City's all-time leader in passing yardage with 3,023 yards. Defensively, Butch Krieger recorded 2 sacks for the day. Final score, Grove City 44, St. Vincent 0. Next, we look at the game of Bethany versus Carnegie Mellon. While Bethany saw their winning streak come to an end, quarterback Milton Joyner threw for 206 yards and 3 touchdowns, including a 16-yard pass to Brad Zink and scoring tosses of 11 and 1 to Matt Cruz. Bethany's defense was led by Chance Kildlow's 12 tackles. The Bison gained 354 yards on the offense, but CMU gained 355 yards on the ground and forced 3 Bethany turnovers. Final score of the game, Bethany 19, Carnegie Mellon 42. Now we take a look at the Geneva and Waynesburg game. For Geneva, although Bobby Bondi only completed 8 passes all day, 2 of them made it into the end zone for scores. Zach Feldtrop led the defensive charge with 12 tackles, a forced fumble recovery, and interception. Feldtrop also knocked down a pass in the end zone on the final play of the game in overtime. For Waynesburg, Matt Offit made a critical interception with 47 seconds remaining in the fourth. Robert Heller totaled 113 yards and a touchdown on 36 carries, while Andy Lauterball added 52 yards rushing on 12 attempts. Waynesburg defense was led by Mike Zerwin, who had 12 tackles for the day. Although the Yellow Jackets scored 17 straight points in the third quarter to tie the game, Waynesburg was not able to keep up their momentum in overtime. Final score, Geneva 24, Waynesburg 17. And finally, we take a look at the game of W&J versus Thomas More. Thomas More dropped its 3rd game in a row, finishing with a 1-4 record at their own field. Cordario Collier tallied 115 of the 235 yards that Thomas More registered for the day. Defensively, Brandon Kors had a career-high 16 tackles, while Andy Poe and Mike Clark had 10 stops for the Saints. The W&J Presidents were able to snatch its 22nd PAC football championship and the league's first automatic bid to the NCAA playoffs after their win on Saturday. Kurt Jones rushed for 153 yards and 2 touchdowns, while Bobby Swallow completed 20 of 28 passes for 208 yards and 2 scores. The President's defense limited the Saints to 235 total yards, forced 4 turnovers, and scored off an interception. The Presidents swept the game with the final score, W&J 42, Thomas More 0. Now let's take a look at the offensive, defensive, and special teams players of the week. Offensive player of the week goes to Brian Mercer of Grove City. The junior fullback ran for a career-high 179 yards and 3 touchdowns on 24 carries. Mercer also caught a 41-yard touchdown pass to give him 4 for the day. 13 of his carries either resulted in a first down or a touchdown. Defensive player of the week goes to John Fahey of W&J. The junior linebacker had 8 tackles, intercepted a pass to return it 35 yards for a touchdown, and tallied a forced fumble and a pass breakup. Special teams player of the week goes to Zach Zabrowski of W&J. The junior punter averaged 38.2 yards per punt for the Presidents, including a long of 50 yards in their victory over Thomas More. PAC action continues next week as W&J faces Bethany. Grove City will be at Geneva. Teal goes to St. Vincent. Westminster travels to Waynesburg, and Thomas More faces Mount St. Joseph. Now it's time to see who won the NFL Pick'em Challenge. Well, due to some technical difficulties, the winner goes to DJ. Yes, that's right. Who would have thought? But I think that me and Coach Hand are going to consider it a graduation gift since he does graduate in December. So congratulations, DJ, on your win. Well, that does it for this week's PAC Report. We'll be right back with more Coach's Corner after this.
Ice skating, what a great form of exercise and fun. And there's no better place than Hess Ice Rink in Newcastle. Interested in figure skating or hockey? Come in and be part of our Learn to Skate program, open to all ages and skill levels. Hess Ice Rink, the home of the Hess Hockey Association and the area's largest competitive figure skating team, open every day. Hess Ice Rink welcomes all ages to come and enjoy the excitement and sport of ice skating. Let Hess plan your next birthday party or occasion. Hess Ice Rink on Mitchell Road in Newcastle. All the behind-the-scenes positions for today's TV broadcast from camera to director are held by Westminster College broadcast communications majors. Broadcast instruction from professionals in the field, plus extensive hands-on experience in both radio and television can be found close to home. Be part of the action in the future. Learn more about broadcasting at Westminster College. For more information, contact the Westminster College admissions office.
And welcome back to Coach's Corner. Our next guest is number 1 on the playing field, but now looking to be number 1 in career receptions at Westminster. Our guest right now is Brett Ziegler. Brett, thanks for joining us.
Hey, no problem.
What do you think about maybe being the all-time career receptions leader here at Westminster?
It's obviously a great honor. I think it's more of a team honor. I mean, it's a team sport. There's 11 guys playing on the offensive side of the ball, and over the last 3 years, it's been a lot of teamwork to get that for me.
Now, you need 3 receptions to tie, 4 receptions to pass Matt Dvorak for the career receptions. Coming into your freshman year, what were your thoughts? Do you think you'd ever make it here?
Nah, I never thought about anything like that. And he played 1 year high school football, so I mean that was definitely out of the question. I was just coming trying to make my mark on Titan football.
And going to the Teal game, when that hook and ladder was going on, what were your thoughts on the sideline?
It was pretty much chaos, with the stands and everything, and I just wanted him to get tackled, the ball to fumble, anything to happen that he didn't score. It was a little nerve-wracking, but he got tackled with a nice hit there, and it's good for everyone.
Now, the first time you guys have ever beaten Teal, what'd that feel like?
It's just another win for us. It wasn't, not like Teal's big rivalry. That's a big win for us. It made us 5-4, and that's pretty much what I took it for.
Now, when you envisioned your senior day, did you ever envision it coming down to that last play?
Actually, a couple years ago, we beat Grove City on a final play as a senior day for those guys. So, thoughts of a game like that would be real cool, and it happened to be a real good game that we'll remember.
Now, you're a key element in the Titan offense. What makes you that go-to guy?
I don't know. We got a lot of go-to guys that whenever the play is called, a lot of people step up. Whether it be a running back, quarterback, receiver, anyone. So.
How do you find your weaknesses or advantages against the corners you play up against on Saturday?
Basically, in my head, I just do my normal thing. They're going to either, press or play back, and that basically plays into what I do. And I don't really take into account who they are and stuff.
Favorite part of being a wide receiver?
Guess just catching balls.
What does it mean, or what will it mean for this squad to go up against Waynesburg and come out with a victory?
It'd be a great honor for us. We haven't performed that well in what they call red letter games, and it'd be real nice to actually come out and beat a good team.
Have you seen tape on Waynesburg yet?
Mm-hmm.
What do they look like?
They're a good, solid team. They play fast on defense, similar to Teal's defense in that regard. And we match up well, and we should have a good day.
Now, you guys were picked last in the pack on Pack Media Day earlier this year. Mm-hmm. Did that give you guys a chance to carry a chip on your shoulder for the 10 games this year?
Yeah, our record last year basically gave us that, and you look at that gives you enough motivation there. You don't want to end up 2-8 or anything like that.
What do you think needs to be done offensively to come out with a victory against the Yellow Jackets?
The same thing that we've been doing. We've been moving the ball all year. Sometimes we haven't scored, so we got to finish our drives and score, and that's the biggest thing.
Now, we'll talk a little bit about you personally. What does the future hold for Brett Ziegler post-Westminster?
I'd like to stay involved in sports, obviously, maybe coach, hopefully football, but there's a variety of sports, and I'm going to try to be a history teacher in high school. So.
Any leads to any sports or any teams or any schools?
Not yet. It's still early.
Do you feel you're leaving the team in better condition than when you first got here?
I'd like to hope to think so. I feel us seniors, we've had a good impact on the team, and hopefully that leads to better success for the younger guys, because they definitely deserve that.
What do you think the Titans to come have to look forward to?
Hopefully a lot more victories, and hopefully some PAC championships would be nice to look back on. The guys that I've played with that are winning PAC championships and stuff would be great to see.
Now, talking about looking back in your career, what was the best part about being a Titan?
It's got to be just playing with the guys. Especially the seniors. That's 4 years. They're real good friends. and all the other guys goofing around in the locker room, goofing around at practice. You know, it's some of your best friends that you get to play football with. You can't beat that.
Does any moment stick out to you in particularly, like on the game field?
I think in our career we've had like 4 or 5. I mean, against Allegheny and Adrian, the overtime game, and a couple last-second wins and stuff like that. Those are definitely the best part.
All right, Brett, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
We'll be back with more Coach's Corner right after this.
Why do dogs chase cars? It's the tires. We love them. And Tire Express loves tires as much as I do. Plus, Tire Express is the kind of place you can comfortably send your grandmother. Tire Express is great, with dependable tires at everyday low prices and honest service. And Tire Express is as fast as me, Chico. They get you in and out in a hurry. That's why Matt's been in the tire business for over 25 years. That's 175 in dog years. Tire Express, often copied, never equaled. When it comes to tires, they're the top dog.
So you're a huge Western Pennsylvania football fan? Then NCNewsOnline.com is for you. Crunch is an award-winning internet site of the Newcastle News devoted to area high school football, where you'll get a daily fix of schedules, scores, rosters, highlights, opinion, and player profiles, plus video and photo galleries. Online at NCNewsOnline.com. It's football coverage as it happens, designed for you, the dedicated fan. Crunch online at NCNewsOnline.com.
And welcome back to Coach's Corner. Coach, last time you'll ever be on the set with me. So we're going to talk a little bit about, you came through on your prediction last week. Any thoughts about this week? Want to go 2 for 2?
Well, I honestly, I think that this game's going to come down to the turnovers, and it's going to be a big play that's going to make a difference.
What do the Yellow Jackets look like on tape? I just asked Brett. He said they're fast. You agree?
Oh, they're fast on both sides of the ball. Their lines are exceptional on both sides of the ball. I think our lines are very good. We have come a long way in our offensive line play, and defensive line play has been pretty consistent all year.
You said it's going to come down to a big play. How do you make a big play, or how do you avoid the big play on defense?
Well, I think that when I mean a big play defensively is a big stop, a fourth down stop, or it's going to be an interception. From a big play offensive standpoint, it's breaking that tackle. When they're in an all-out blitz, which they don't do all that often, but catching them in those situations and making them pay. Obviously,
pretty familiar with the Yellow Jackets as a whole. What are their strengths and what are their weaknesses?
Well, their strength, I mean, it's, the running back, Heller, holy smokes, I mean, 1,700 yards, I mean, he's a very, very good back, which definitely their strength, and overall their offensive line is good quality. Defensively, up front, they're solid. They have a couple of good DBs that anyone would like on their team, and then they have a couple of linebackers that are very disciplined and have had their share of interceptions.
And how do we match up finally on Saturday?
Well, I think we match up very well. I really do. I think that this is a game that we can send some sound waves around the conference.
All right, Coach. Good luck on Saturday. Thanks for being here all year. We appreciate your hard work and dedication.
Well, thank you. Thanks for having us.
Oh, no problem. Thanks, everybody on the crew. Thank you for watching at home. And this is the last Coach's Corner of the year. Stay tuned for basketball Coach's Corner in just a few weeks.
Not good, considering Naomi is already carrying a lot of baggage. She's brutalized assistants, tormented her fellow models, and done unspeakable things with cell phones. And now Naomi Campbell allegedly is taking her tantrumific ways to the air. Campbell is free on bail in London after being arrested for allegedly throwing a hissy fit and attacking police on an airplane.
She's moved on from attacking assistants and she's attacking police officers.
It's like a horror movie villain who just keeps coming back. It's Naomi Strikes Part 4, Terror in the Skies. Naomi's latest episode occurred at London's Heathrow Airport on board a British Airways jet about to take off for Los Angeles. Joe Piazza of the New York Daily News donned her Naomi Hit Me t-shirt.